Okay, let me guess. Your chainsaw is dirty and it's almost winter time. Well, if that's the case, this video is for you. Hey guys, so today we're gonna do a deep clean and some winter maintenance on our chainsaw, getting us ready to cut in the cold. But stay tuned because there's an adjustment underneath this cover that you need to be doing every winter and every summer. What you're gonna need for today is pretty simple, to be honest with you. Your normal tool. I like a small and larger brush, so I have a toothbrush and like a kind of a grout brush. Some type of wipes or even shop towels will work well. And I'll be using vacuum today, but you can use compressed air to clear out the air filter. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take this all apart so we can get cleaning at it. So you're gonna take your tool and undo your bar nuts. I've loosened this. 1 bolt, 2 bolt. Do not lose your nuts. These cost you $4 from your dealer. Don't ask me how I know that. And look at the gunk we have there. So our wood's been quite wet lately, so that's why it looks like that. So we're gonna take our chain and our bar off. They just come off like that. You can take them right off. There we go. And then this is the actual machine, and then we're gonna take the top off as well. And to do that, there's just 3 little screws here. Okay, they're on tight, so you have to go pretty hard, but normal lefty loosey, righty tighty. This is your air filter. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but you have an air filter. So this air filter is one of the things we need to check before we get ready for winter time. You're gonna get a lot of sawdust build up in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna vacuum this out real quick. So you see here with the air filter, it's a twist lock system. So you just twist it out and it pops right out, and then it twists back in. So this way you can give a really good clean and you don't have to worry about messing with this stuff here. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna give this a quick cleaning. You know how to vacuum and clean something. So I'll take the time right now, just because I have this off. It's not something we take off all the time, just to clean up around the edges here. I mean, you can get really wild and get right in there with a, I don't know, Q-tip or like a toothpick and stuff, but it's gonna get filthy again as soon as you use it. So grain of salt here, do what makes you happy. We've just cleaned, the air filter is looking great. Now, if you're having any issues with ignition, this is your spark plug. This is where you'd want to switch this out. We won't get into that today. I'll do a separate video on that. This is more just general cleaning and maintenance, but just know that's where it is. We're gonna put this back on, and then we'll get started on the rest of the clean. Now, one thing that is nice for this is if you have any red Loctite, you can use that. I don't have any, so just be cautious that every time you're starting your saw, make sure that these are locked down tight. For most of my saws, they're all 3 screws. Yours might be 2 or it might be 4, I believe. Okay, so we're back on here. Our next job is to clean both the faceplate inside and out, and all this stuff here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the brush to it, and I'm just gonna scrape, okay? There's not a whole lot here that you can really break or do anything bad with. The one area you want to be a little bit careful of is right in here. Okay, this is where your chain, your bar oil comes out. So you don't want to be jamming stuff into there because you're just going to be putting it into where your bar oil is. So just be careful of that. But other than that, you're good to go. Give it a good cleaning and, get all the gunk out of it because you don't want that building up. It's just going to cause friction and wear on your machine and your chain quicker. Perfect. Now I'll just clean. Oh. I've just cleaned the whole area. This is as clean as I'm going to do it myself. If you want to get really picky, please go to town, but I'll be using this literally in 20 minutes from now, so it's going to get filthy again. So did a basic cleaning. The other thing you want to check is your sprocket here. Make sure everything's looking good. You know, this is going to come off, nothing's falling off here. I have a little bit of wear, but it's very, very normal. Everything looks good here. Same with the housing on the other side. Everything looks normal, nothing seems broken. So just a quick little inspection because you can now actually see stuff. So that's good. Now we're going to take our attention over to the bar really quick. I've just wiped it down. Okay, now be careful. You can have some burrs here. If so, you can just run a quick filing over the side here. Thankfully, we don't have any yet, so there's no issues with handling this, but do be careful. Wiping it down is great. You want to make sure that your sprocket here moves smoothly. If not, you're gonna have to clean it out. Now, I haven't cleaned this out yet, so I have my specialty tool, tiny Allen key. So I have my little specialty Allen key here. I believe it is a 1/27th, so it's very thin. And they sell tools for this, but you know, money. And we're just gonna run that down. Let's see if we can pull out all the gunk. And see, so it wasn't that much in ours. I'll do it again here. Now that I can see, I'm just gonna. Aha. There you go. So that's what we had for one side right there. And then I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna do the other side. I'm just gonna look so I don't mess it up. And nothing on this side. So this was the bottom. I think I had it upside down before. So, but either way, we've cleared out the sides there. The other part we need to check now are these holes. So they got filthy again. These are your chain oil or your bar oil holes. That's where it comes out of. So we have to clean that really quick. So what I like to do, I'll grab a wipe. Now I recommend with these wipes that you get the isopropyl wipes. I think Harbor Freight probably sells them. I know in Canada, Princess Auto sells them. Then what I do, I literally just do this, guys. Nothing fancy. Really just shove it through. There we go. Shove it through, and now we're nice and clean. That's all in there. And I'm gonna do it this one too. There. And then what I'm going to do just to dry it up really quick, take a little paper towel, shove it in, wiggle. Now I'm less prone to shove this through like I was with the wipe because I don't want paper clogging up in there where the wipe is like a material, so it's not going to really get in there. So yeah, so that's it for the bar. Now we're going to put everything back together. So we've cleaned the main motor head, we've cleaned the face plate, we've checked our sprockets, we've checked everything else. It's all looking good. We have no burrs on our bar, so we're going to reinstall this. Now I had it upside, ooh, now it's clean. I had it upside down last time, so we're going to have it right side up this time. Every time you switch your chain up, you want to make sure you flip this around so you get even wear. That's Katrina's pro tip of the day. Okay. So you might be asking yourself, how do I put my chain on? If you do, you may be my wife because she always gets mixed up on how to put it on. So what you want to look at here when we see our chain, there are two main pieces to the blade. Okay, so we have two main parts of the blade. We have the raker or the depth guide, and then we have the actual blade or the cutty, okay? Now here's the thing. Easiest way to know is that this is supposed to kind of look like a car or a sled. If the little bolts are the wheels, this is your hood, that's where you sit in it, okay? You drive forward. So what that means is this should be going forward on top, just like a car would. Okay, that's how you know you're putting it on the right way, because the chain always goes forward from the top. Okay, so raker first, cab in the back. Okay, so this is awkward to do for YouTube when you're not looking at it, but what we're gonna do is have it on the bar. We're gonna bring it down, we're gonna put our bolts in, bring it right forward, and then we can now orient it properly, okay? There we go. Now, here's the thing. If you have your chain saw on a somewhat level surface, this is even all that level, it will stay. So just place it, it'll be fine, and then turn it on. No, don't turn it on. Now we can put our faceplate on. Okay. Now, our bar nuts that we didn't lose because they're $4.85 each. Canadian. So we're gonna put them on loose just to start. Okay. Perfect. So this, not too bad. A little loose. Yeah. So we're a little tiny bit loose here. So when we lift the bar up, we lift this up, we just want basically only 3 showing, and we're about 4. So as you see here, we want to be kind of 3 teeth up, and we're closer to what, 3, 4, almost 5 here. Okay. The other thing too is, remember, this bar will move up and down, and that changes a decent amount of the tension. So we're going to start with moving over here. Now my tensioning is right here. As you can see, it could also be in the front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy in here without looking, because I do that now. And we're going to tighten it up. Now if you look at the chain, you can actually see it. One sec here. Before, see that? Now watch, I'm going to tighten it. Tightens up. Okay. Now we can double check again. See how loose we are here? I'm going to do just a little bit tighter. Go from there. That's pretty good. I like that. I like my chains a little bit looser myself. This is perfect for me. So we have the tension done correctly. As you see here, I just have one hand here, and this, most stuff will just hold for yourself. So don't get all frazzled when you're trying to do all this. I like the tension. I'm now going to tighten up my bar nuts, okay? If you have these nuts too tight, what happens is it stops that bar from moving. And you'll be moving or trying to get that chain to tighten, and it won't. And that's how I broke the tensioner the first time, actually. And I have a video on how to fix that. Okay. We're back on. We like our tension. We're all good here. Awesome. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step goes one of 2 ways. Either you're going to be using your chainsaw during the winter, like Katrina and I will be, or you're going to be storing it until springtime. Now, if you're storing it until springtime, you have 2 options here. One, and this is what I would do personally, is you need to empty out your fuel tank. Okay, that's the risky one. That fuel will go bad. I think it's within about 3 months, ethanol will go bad. So if you have ethanol in your fuel, which you most likely do, it's gone. And if you run your saw with dirty fuel, you're gonna have gunk up your engine and probably have to bring it in. The other option is you can use something like this, a stabilizer. This is the one we use. Super easy. What is it? Yeah, 1 ounce or 30 milliliters per 10 liters, so 9.5 liters actually, and 2.5 gallons of fuel. So we just put a little bit in there and stabilize it. That's what I mean. It's kind of silly, so just dump it out, I think. But you want to do that, and then if you want, you can drain the chain oil, but I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. Okay, so path number 2 is you've decided that you want to use your chainsaw all winter long. So there are 2 things you need to consider now. One is oil, or as my friends down south say, oil. Now, during the summertime, we use heavy oil. This is a thicker oil. It coats the bar really well, especially when it's, plus 40 degrees Celsius, which is like 100 and some whatever Fahrenheit. However, winter's coming, so we don't need this heavy oil anymore. We need the light oil. So as you can tell, it almost sounds like water, but just slightly thicker. Now, what this does is it allows the oil to flow freely along the bar when it's minus 20, 30, and 40 degrees Celsius out. So it's very important that you switch over, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of chainsawing, because if you're using the heavy stuff, you won't be protecting your bar. Now, the second step, I was a sneaky boy, and I actually did it earlier when we cleaned the air filter. So I'll cut to that right now. So there's this little orange tab right here, and we just use our tool to come in, and it pops out. Okay, and as you see, it has a little sun and a little snowflake. So depending on the time of year, you want to switch this around. Now, normally we would do it so that it closes off right now, okay? But because we are having a heat wave, we're actually going to keep it open still. But what happens is in the winter time, this thing, the closed part goes over, covering a small air shaft, causing the heat of the engine to keep everything warm rather than being kicked out of the engine immediately. So normally you'd want to switch this, but I'm going to leave it open right now because we are currently experiencing 30-degree weather at the end of September. So it just clicks right in like that. Okay, so super easy. And again, you just use your tool or like a screwdriver, it pops out and you put it back in. So super easy, guys. Hey, let me know in the comments, did you know about that little trick with the little plastic thing? I didn't know that until this year, so we'll be switching it for sure. Now, there are 2 more things you need to do before you can use your chainsaw for the rest of the winter time, or before you can store it even. I recommend this. And number 1 is you want to sharpen your chain, okay? I know you probably don't feel like it, but how nice will it be if you have to pull it out in the middle of winter and use it and you have a nice sharp chain? And I do recommend you check out our video on that. We did one just the other week about how to sharpen it with a new electric chain sharpener. Okay, and the last thing you need to do in order to make sure that your chainsaw is either stored properly or will run really smoothly for you all winter long is make sure to like and share this video with your friends. I'm just joking, guys, but if you think I deserve a like, please give me a thumbs up. Share it with someone who might need this information, and leave me a comment what you think. If I missed anything, please let me know, because we're always looking to update videos if we need to. So thank you so much, and happy cutting.